Okay, for today's video, we're going to be using stuff from your packet, the new packet that you got a couple of weeks ago. I'm going to take out these strips of construction paper because we're going to be using those. So you should have gotten 2 or 3 long pieces of construction paper and a bunch of small ones. They're not really small, but they're shorter than the long ones. So you are also going to need a scissors and some kind of color writing implement. So if you have color pencils, that's fine. Markers or crayons, those are fine too. I'm going to be using markers, but you can use any of the things that I just mentioned. So I'm going to set the scissors aside. That's kind of for later. And I'm going to pick a couple of markers. Well, maybe I'm just going to spread them out because you can use any colors. So I'm going to start with my long strips and I'm going to make some kind of pattern on them. And you can make any kind of pattern that you want. What color, what color, what color? Maybe I'm going to use like this pink. I kind of like this pink. And for this one, maybe I'm going to do a zigzag. And I'm going to use that zigzag all the way down my whole paper. You can have any line design that you want, and I'm going to show you several. So let's say I wanted to do a different kind of line. I'm going to use a similar color like this, aqua. What do they call it? They call it turquoise. And I'm going to go ahead and use a squiggly line like this all the way down. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to use this red, and now I'm going to do a I guess a triangle would be good. A triangle design. So I have a line design and a shape design. We have been working on line and shape designs pretty much all year. And patterns. Pattern work we've been working on all year. I have a little stuffy nose, you might have realized. Allergies are getting to me. Okay, so I have this big long strip. It has all of these line and shapes on it. On the other side, doesn't really have shapes. Maybe I could just do an organic shape. If you remember, an organic shape is just something in your head that flows out naturally. It's not a shape that has a name, just an organic shape. Kind of like 4-leaf clovers on mine. That's fine. It could just be a squiggle here. It could even be like that. Could be like little people when I get 5 of them. Like that. Do you see that little person? But you can have whatever shape that you want. And you don't have to do both sides of each strip. You could just do one side and that's fine. Those kind of look like bunnies, maybe from Easter. I think I have bunnies on the brain. Okay, so this one's done. I could set it aside. I'm going to work on the white one. Let's see. I could do light colors on the white one because it's white. So I have to come up with another line design. I don't know if you guys could see this. Here, let me see if I can zoom. Okay, that's crazy. Okay, yes, so I'm going to do this little wave pattern because I love this little wave pattern. I think it's elegant and beautiful. You can do any line design that you want, remember, out of frame. And I think that's enough for that side. I don't think I have to do anything more. I don't think I have to do a pattern that is shape. I think that is enough. Remember, you don't have to do both sides. I'm just showing you both sides to show you what the possibilities could be. This is like a zipper. Like a really close-up of a zipper, maybe under a microscope or something. Frame. Oop, almost went the wrong way. This is a complicated pattern. Could also be like steps going up and down, like if you want to work out or something. Big, huge steps going up and down. And goes off the page. Okay, so that one's done. If I want to do some kind of pattern in the middle, maybe I could do, oh, I want to change my color probably. Maybe I'll change to crayons. What if I did that? I want to see how crayons look too. Okay, so maybe I'm going to do a little circle here, little circle here. Remember, I'm using a light color because it is white paper, so I can. Okay, and I would do that all the way down. So once you're done with your long strips, you can move on to your shorter strips. Also, you're going to be using scissors. So let me get my scissors out. So I have scissors right here. I am going to maybe cut this. You can cut it however you want, actually. I wouldn't cut a whole lot out, maybe just a little bit. And definitely don't, make sure you do not go across the whole length of the paper, and then you're just cutting it into a short strip. And you want some long strips for this project. I'm not going to tell you what you're doing with it yet, but you do want some long strips for this project. I guarantee it. So I'm going to go all the way down the line cutting that. Another thing that you can do is I am going to actually mark what I'm going to do so I don't do too much. So I'm going to mark right here and right here. I'm going to mark at all of the little peaks. Okay, so the peak at the bottom, peak at the top. It depends on how you're holding your paper. Oh, I was out of frame, I'm sorry. Okay, peak at the bottom, peak at the top, 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 peak at the bottom, peak at the top. Okay, and then what I'm going to do with those lines is I'm going to use my scissors and cut them. So if you're going to cut something like this, you do want a guideline to show you where to stop, because sometimes it's hard and sometimes you do cut through the whole paper. So I'm going to cut. I'm going to do this whole side first and then flip to the other side. Cut, 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 cut. Also, with any of these shapes, if you would like to color them in, you can color them in. So I just flipped the paper around so that I could cut the other side. Now with those cuts, once you're done, you could do something like this. You can fold up the paper where it was cut. You can fold down the paper, the next one, like that. So you have like this weird, can you see that? So that you have this going up and then this coming down, okay? So I'm gonna fold up here. And I'm going to fold down here. And then fold up here. Then fold down here. Up. Down. And so forth. Okay, so now I have one that looks kind of like that. Okay. Now you don't know what this is going to be yet. I'm going to do the other side. You probably want at least one of your things to be like this. Like the straight cuts and then the fold up, fold down. But you're just playing with the paper, you're playing with designs, you're playing with cuts, but just the only real rule about that is be sure not to cut through so that you lose the length of your paper. You want that length. Okay, so now we have this. Looks kind of neat. I wonder what it's gonna be. It's gonna be crazy. Okay, so you want to do as many papers as you can today, and that is pretty much it. Have fun, guys.